Welcome to Exploring New York with James, and I am really happy about this video and what things I'm about to show you and where I'm at. This place is a very historic place, Irondequoit Bay, and I think you might have an idea of where I'm going with this. I hope so, because where I'm at is called LaSalle's Landing, and where I'm at right now, I can't even see the bay, but we may have to turn around and I can show you, maybe I can show you a little bit of the bay, but we're going to talk about LaSalle's point or landing. We're going to talk about Irondequoit Creek, and then we're going to explore some strange structures. So, and even here where I'm at, there is structures here. Let me show you. A lot of people come here to kayak and canoe and boat. That's what that is right there. But you see the wall right there? All this is pretty old. I'm not sure where it goes back to, but pretty old stuff. Okay, so here, we'll get a better look right here. Irondequoit Bay. Yeah, look around here for a second. Not sure when it was built, but it might have to do with the days of old when they had, which we're going to talk about, the Irondequoit Creek being much wider than what it is right now. And as wherever we walk down, when we're on the other side of the highway, I'll show you more. So here at this spot, August 10th, 1669, came the French explorer LaSalle. It was the first recorded visit of white men in the Irondequoit Bay. Like other early explorers, LaSalle dreamed of finding the passage to the South Sea, and his ambition had brought him to Canada 3 years earlier. As a young man in France, he had joined the Society of Jesus, but left the order before completing his vows to join a brother in Montreal. Shortly after his arrival, he received a large grant of land near the rapids, now called LaSalle, because of LaSalle's dream about the route to China. Now, he improved his land and settlers. So here is something that I might want to share with you. This is like talks about the gateway to the continent through the Irondequoit Bay. And if you notice, you can see right there is where I'm at. Further down, and it shows that Schuyler Fort and Ending Landing is not that far away. I find that very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know if you know what Schuyler Fort is or Ending Landing is. We're going to talk about that later, I think. So what LaSalle wanted to do is he wanted to find a way to go to the Pacific. That's the Pacific Ocean. That's what he wanted to do, is to find a way to the Pacific Ocean. And he had done several. I think he had done like 2 expeditions, maybe. Here's a map, and I'll show you this map real quick. He was very influential in this area as far as going through the Irondequoit Creek, and even on foot through the Ohio River. He went through the Ohio River. So very interesting what LaSalle did. Now, like other explorers, I want to mention that not just the French, but there were Spanish explorers that came through to America. And one in particular that I learned in Arkansas was Hernando de Soto. I am very familiar with him. He is one of the explorers that came. So, you know, that is what LaSalle did. Very interesting. There is also something he had. There is a Jesuit priest that was with him, and they described how the meeting went and how the Seneca people came to them and offered them food, which was kind of interesting. Maybe I can share that with you on my Facebook page. So now, this is the first stop we're making. We're going to drive over to Lucien Morin Park, and we're going to talk about the Irondequoit Creek. All right, we are at Lucien Morin Park. That's how you pronounce it. But here is a map of this trail. We're going to walk the white trail, and that is where we were before, LaSalle's Landing. And then this right here is the actual park and the trail system here. There's several trails here you can hike, but where we're going to go down here looks like a gazebo and a historic rifle range. We're going to see some interesting, very interesting features there. Lucien Morin Park, formerly known as Ellison Wetlands, is a 348-acre park in Penfield, New York, and it features wetlands, diverse trails, and much more. Irondequoit Creek is believed to be in a valley carved out by a pre-glacial Genesee River, which at the time would have flowed into Ontario, where Irondequoit Bay does today. Glacial debris caused the river to be rerouted as the glaciers retreated, leaving only the comparatively small creek. However, the first settlers in the town of Penfield sprang up along the creek as its waters were well suited to mills. So I'm at a spot now where I'm going to have to get off. I think the white trail goes this way. It goes that way, and it should take us to where we need to go first. But we'll see. As you can tell, I showed you earlier. I mean, I want to show you this marsh area and how it's so grown up. You can't even see the creek. The creek is in there, but it's, oh my goodness. You can't even see the creek in there, but it is in there. I'm not sure what is further down here. Let's walk down here just a bit. Oh wow, yeah, this, I don't know how long, I guess the marshes have always been here, but Irondequoit Creek is over there, and we're going to talk about Irondequoit Creek here in just a minute as we're going. Well, let's go up here for a second, just to look and explore. It's so grown up here, I'm not going to be able to see anything. But that is a trail. Okay. Interesting. I don't think that's where I'm going. That's the blue trail. Okay. We're going to backtrack. But there's some odd old fence there. Alright. Let's go back this way. And we're gonna look around. So this is a perfect example of what the creek looks like today. And at one time you could navigate boats through there. So this is interesting. Alright, we're gonna go back and get on the trail. This looks interesting here. Okay. Some old brick here. Looks like a gate, maybe at one time. Yeah, there was a gate here at one time. Look at that. An entrance to what, though? Well, maybe we'll find out soon. Because, oh yeah, there's part of the, that's part of the gate, I think. That might be part of the gate right there. Interesting find. Hope to find more evidence that there was stuff here. Alright. Well, interesting there. Not sure what that is. Alright, well there's, looks like a gazebo up there. We need to go look at that, I think. And then see what we can find around here. So, the only thing I know about this is that from 1942, I think, into 1960, there was a rifle range in here. And I don't know how big it was. I don't know, you know, I don't know a whole lot about it. Some of you might know. I'm sure some of you that watch this know exactly what about the rifle range, and you might be able to talk about it more if you want to. All right. Okay, so let's see see if we can get to this. Okay, so this is the gazebo that is on the map. And right here It talks about historic float bridge rifle range, formerly property of the New York Army National Guard. Officers Watchtower. Okay, so that's, and the Eagle, it was an Eagle Scout project, I guess, to put in this gazebo. Okay, so it was a watchtower. All right. We're gonna go back down. See if we can't find some stuff. I thought I knew the rifle range was here, but did you know it was here? If you didn't, now you know. And we're gonna see what we can find. Let's walk this way. Hopefully it's not too overgrown where I can get on, where I can look some of this stuff. But it's really overgrown here. Probably better to come in the spring or summer. And the bugs are terrible. They're really bad here. All right, I just spotted something. Let's go over here and look at this. Yeah, if you see my camera move a little bit, the bugs are just terrible. So, what I would like to know, the steps. Where do they lead to? There is, and if I can find any more, let's walk up here and see if we can find any foundation up here. Yeah, there's some steps there. I'm not seeing anything. Nope. It may be, if there is a foundation here, it's really buried. But let's go back over this way. Steps, steps, steps. All right. Now, why would there be steps in the middle of the woods? Well, probably because there was something here at one time, and the observation deck is over there somewhere. This has to be part of the firing range in here. This has got to be some of it right here. All right, there's another set of stairs. But some speculate that the city of Tryon reached into what is now the park I'm into right now. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But there's more stairs here. And I don't know how big the firing rifle range was, but it must have been a big one because we are way past the tower. All right, I think we're coming up on something here. Maybe, maybe not. All right. I thought there was something over here. Yeah. Right here, I think. Yeah, this is part of the rifle range right here. So this right here is a trench. This is where they would shoot. I'm not sure if that's a target or what, but it's not a sign of some sort. Right here is interesting. These right here, I think these were the, and I don't know because I'm not experienced with it, but I think this is what they used to pull up the targets. Very interesting. Well, I just ran into a nice lady who was out here looking at the stuff too, and we were discussing about the rifle range here. So I'm not sure. I think this is, yeah, there's not much we're gonna see. But I know this, that our next adventure is going to Ellison Park, which will be in part 2. So we talked about LaSalle. We've talked about Irondequoit Creek and how it was used for navigation. And then we came to look at the strange stairs. And I honestly believe that this is rifle range. If you know anything more, if you know more about this area than I do, then please send me a link. I even sent a message to somebody and asking them about Lost City of Tryon, and nobody's answered me yet. And that's probably about the gist of it. So it's just weird, you know, these steps that I see here. So I appreciate everyone that watches this channel, and I'm going to continue to try to bring some good stuff. No matter if there is bugs or whatever flying around my head, but they're bad. I have 261 subscribers now, and I appreciate that. But if you could, you know, subscribe, that would be great, and like. You know what, even share. If you know people that like this kind of stuff, share. But I just want to thank you for watching, and part 2 will be in Ellison Park, and we'll talk more about the Lost City of Tryon.